Hey there, Meghan Freeman, product manager at Quantum Workplace, checking in again on employee growth and development and what we've learned throughout building our new growth product. So we ran a market research survey months ago when we were first learning about this problem space. And what we wanted to do was really understand what HR struggled with their current employee growth and development solutions. And there were 3 themes that emerged from that survey. And I think all of them relate to this problem of scale. How do you effectively scale and implement effective growth and development programs? So those key themes we heard were that employees aren't using the tools we have because they don't feel personalized. 2, that the implementation process and design of effective development programs is a huge drain and administrative burden for HR, which prevents them from moving quickly and getting off the ground with those resources. And then 3, this perception that growth and development will only be as effective as the manager in that employee-manager relationship. Those are 3 big problems that are plaguing our employee growth and development effectiveness throughout organizations. And all of them are things we aim to address with growth. So let's think about the primary role of HR and what's behind this pain of implementation. So the primary role of HR when it comes to supporting employee growth and development has to be to lend some structure, right? Because we know that employees struggle to understand with transparency what's expected of them, how they can grow, and how they can forge a successful path within an organization. And it's really on HR to define some structure around growth so that your people are growing effectively in line with their personal ambition and the business's needs. And HR has lots of different ways that they can potentially approach this, but a favorite approach in a long time, tried and true, tested approach for many of our customers that we spoke to were competency models. And so we know that can be a really effective way, particularly when we map competencies for success at the role level to help provide some of that clarity that employees are really longing for and asking for. But the problem is that the process of effectively designing a role-based competency model has traditionally come with a lot of pain that has slowed HR teams down. So understanding specifically what matters at the role-by-role level across an organization when things are becoming increasingly complex, that's been a real challenge for folks. Okay, so providing structure that is fundamental to effectively scaling growth and development, and yet it's slowed us down in the past. If we think about the role of employees and managers then in actually helping us scale and ensuring that growth is happening, this is critical. We need to create that culture of shared ownership when it comes to employee growth and development. We talk about that a lot at Quantum Workplace when it comes to employee engagement. It couldn't be more true when it comes to employee growth and development. Employees who aren't willing to take ownership to a degree of their own career path and their own growth, they simply won't grow. And so we need to support our people in feeling empowered to have knowledge and resources that enables them to take ownership of their employee growth and development. And if you think about the role of the manager, we agree that's absolutely critical. Managers need resources in terms of understanding the right questions to ask, how to really engage with their people, understand their people's ambitions, and how that meets with the organization's needs in order to effectively create a culture of employee growth and development at the organization. Okay, so how have we solved these problems? First of all, think about structure and competency frameworks. We've made it easier than ever with growth for HR to develop that framework, really almost instantaneously. So since we have role data in our system, we've developed a best practice competency model with proficiency levels so that we can get really specific and precise at each role in the organization. This is what success looks like. This is what is most critical for your success. And those are really those core competencies that are going to ensure that the organization is future-proofed and ready to meet the challenges of tomorrow as well. So we bring that to the table so that HR can really turn a switch, generate that framework, give it a review, and get it underway so that your people have the transparency they need. We really believe strongly in that employee-owned approach to growth and development. We think that's essential. So HR needs to provide the structure and people need to get out there and own their growth and development. And our tool is structured with an employee-led approach. This isn't a development plan that is handed down by HR or handed down by managers. It is owned in a guided manner to break it down and make it simple and to eliminate that blank page problem, but really very much owned by the employee. Then there's that handoff to the manager so that once ready, the employee can share their development plan, and that's where the manager support comes in. We try to make it much easier for managers. They don't have to ask every question, right? Because the employee has led that experience. But managers then can step in and support and guide. So by really facilitating that employee-led experience supported by a manager, which we know employees crave, we're going to help you scale, right? Because it's not all on HR. HR provides the structure, provides transparency around the why we're doing this at the organization. Employees lead the way, managers support. And our tool also facilitates that ongoing support and communication because we make sure that that growth plan doesn't disappear. It's front and center in one-on-one conversations. It's front and center in goal setting, performance reviews, etc. So we really think that this is the magic kind of formula to ensure that now we can scale effective growth and development programming better than we've been able to do ever before. So we're really excited about what we're bringing to the table here. I heard recently from an employee using this product. It was a great testimony to how employee-led growth can work. This was somebody who shared, I've been struggling with these conversations, and your tool really enabled me to get tactical about A, what I'm aiming for, and B, how to get there. And I finally broke through with my manager. They could see it. They could respond to my suggestions. They appreciated that I took the lead and made that first step to formulate a plan so that we could work together to help us get there. And that's really the magic, right? That's what it's all about. Those are the reactions we're hoping to hear to know that we're on the right track with growth.